Howdy, 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 my beautiful Scorpio. How are you doing today, darling? Let's get into your weekly tarot reading for September going into October, Scorpio. All right. Check out the top link right here in the top right corner. Scorpio, you'll be taken to my monthly pick a card tarot reading as well if you enjoy that. But be sure to check out more than just your one zodiac sign, Scorpio. Check out your sun, moon, rising, as well as your Venus sign when you're consuming your tarot readings here today, or you're getting your horoscope. So let's begin your tarot reading here today, Scorpio. See what's going to be happening in your life. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you do enjoy this video here and it gives you some clarity. All right, it's free to do. So we have the Two of Wands stepping forward for you here, Scorpio. This is the back of the deck. Oh no, this isn't the back of the deck energy. So this is something that you're already actively doing. This is not something that you're not expecting here. All right, you guys are in the planning phase here. All right, I get like the first word that comes to mind here is like a mastermind here. All right, there's like this message here. I'm going to be stroking y'all's ego a little bit here, Scorpio. All right, because I mean I guess it's just necessary currently, but it is this sense of where I feel like you guys, Scorpio, are extremely intelligent, and I feel like it's important to acknowledge that intelligence, because it's like with this Knight of Wands energy here, you have a light. Your energy really inspires people, Scorpio. All right, your energy, it's like you are the type of energy where it's like you're the one that's dancing and everyone else on the dance floor and everyone else is watching on the sides, like watching in admirement, wanting to do what it is that you do. All right, and so as you continue on in this planning phase, whatever it is here, Scorpio, I feel like you can't really fail in this plan here. All right, as long as you continue owning this Knight of Wands energy. I suppose there is some importance here of why Spirit wanted me to talk about that in the back of the deck. All right, so this is who you are. All right, I know there's some irrationalities that you can see with this Knight of Wands here, but I feel like the Two of Wands balances this out beautifully for your character at this time, Scorpio. I think it's important to understand, like, to use the word mastermind is, I feel like, Spirit's way of trying to really reinforce your intelligence, trying to build up your confidence so you continue doing what it is that you are doing, so you don't get in your head. All right, whatever it is that you're planning, Scorpio, all right, I feel like it's like a big risk, or what it is that you're doing is so out of the norm from what people are used to that you could get in your head in the moment of it. But I see you thriving. I see you being successful at this. And naturally, we pull the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess card complementing this here. Listen to your intuition at this time. That's how Spirit is communicating with you currently, Scorpio. Listen to your intuition. It may not seem logical to other people. Even to you, you're kind of just like, all right, this is a little bit irrational for me, but I'm going to lean deeper into this here. All right. You develop to be that Queen of Wands here, right? The Queen of Wands is someone who takes risks, who leaves the nest and becomes a trailblazer in their own right, Scorpio. So you develop from this Knight of Wands here. That's why I wasn't feeling any type of necessary way of chastising you, Scorpio, because I feel like you're going to find your way. You're going to catch your bearings. You're going to find your place to set your roots. All right, I feel as if you're going to be going on a major journey here. All right, in some facet of your life, you could actually be leaving a situation here from what it is that you're doing. I feel like there's just this divine inspiration, and all it's requiring from you, Scorpio, is this sense of just leaning into your intelligence more, relying on your senses in the moment. This is the time of where I feel like you're going to be stepping out of your comfort zone in the coming days. But that's beautiful when you think about it, Scorpio, because when Spirit is letting you know, darling, it's like, hey, we're about to be going on a trip here. You know, pack your bags, Scorpio. All right. Bring nothing besides your intuition and your spiritual team. And we're about to be taking off here into the wild, wild west. All right. And I feel like it's a big journey that Spirit's about to be prepping you for, or has been. I feel like Spirit is speaking to you through your intuition here, High Priestess. You may have been getting some dreams, some prophetic dreams, impressions. You might have been, I feel as there's some type of sign, some type of way Spirit's been communicating with you, Scorpio, trying to guide you into doing a certain path. Again, I want to say the words like trailblazer here, because I feel like this represents this way of where you're doing something that isn't the norm. You are carving out your own path, and it doesn't make sense to anyone besides you. But the end result becomes that Queen of Wands, becomes that sense of where you risk it for the biscuit, darling, and then you get the whole dozen. Let's start clarifying this here, Scorpio. Again, I just like, I'm not going to sit here for like 3 minutes, Scorpio, and complimenting you. I could, right? I could, but I also have to keep in mind I'm a Libra Scorpio cusp, and on top of it, I have several placements in Scorpio, so it'd kind of feel weird for me to gas up my own self here. But I just want to acknowledge this one last time, Scorpio, where it feels like your spiritual team or just someone around you really wants to hype you up. I feel as if it's like connecting to like a motherly energy where it's just like you can't say enough good things about their child. Clarifying this for you here, Scorpio, we have the 7 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords. I just now realized this is all swords energy here. Very much so transformation. I wouldn't be surprised in terms of your mental health. All right, maybe you're coming out of a depression, but more so I feel like you're seeing things clearly now. You're seeing what isn't serving you anymore with that 7 of Swords. Perhaps this is a sense of where you're waking up to the red flags in some type of social environment for you. We'll start leaning into your social environment here in a moment, Scorpio, don't worry. But it's the sense of where I feel like you're waking up and you're realizing you're not smelling roses. And because you're not smelling roses, you're just like, all right, gotta go. This is where I shift. This is my time. When I see this 4 of Swords energy, I see this sense of where it's like spirit's really urging for you to have like a portion of your journey riding solo. There's a sense of where spirit's trying to take you away from something or someone that's not good for you. Maybe it's just the environment itself, but I do feel like there's some type of concern from your spiritual team, Scorpio. I'm just sensing this energy where they're just like wanting to get you out of something. All right. So wanting to separate your energy from someone or something that just isn't good for you. So let's start clarifying now. Before we get into oracle cards for you, Scorpio, we're going to be getting into some more cards for your social situation, how people are perceiving you. This could be relevant to this first spread here, could not be. We're just going to tune into your social life, romantic, platonic, regardless. Queen of Swords, 5 of Swords here, extra card, 5 of Wands wanted to come out, unfortunately, darling, and then this Devil energy. So just based off of what I firstly glanced when I pulled the cards here, I feel like you're waking up to the devil. To some type of devil here, realizing how something or someone was controlling you so much, controlling your thoughts. This could be like a sense of like, especially if it's not a person's, like something that is happening or has happened in your life, Scorpio, that has really controlled you in all of your actions and how you see things, how you approach things. So for example, it could be like your weight, Scorpio, right? Maybe if you don't like what it is that you see in the mirror here, you're translating this energy where it's like, I feel like you're finally detaching yourself from whatever made you lose too much weight or gain too much weight, right? If it's not about a person here, right? It's just something that has been, if you look at the artwork again, Scorpio, just has really been taxing for you mentally, and from that tax controls everything else. If this is a person, unfortunately, Scorpio, it feels like the spirit's really desperately trying to get you out of the grasps of like a controlling, abusive type of situation. You might identify them as a narcissist or something of that manner, because that did pop up in my head. Not to say that they are, because I am not a mental health professional. I can't be diagnosing. The extra cards that came out here, you had the 5 of Wands, which is the extra card that came out, unfortunately, Scorpio, because I say this because it's like competing goals. This is like drama essentially here. All right, with the 5 of Swords as well. Be careful, Scorpio, of like jealousy from people. I know that sounds like a little corny cliche, Scorpio, but I'll explain why. Because I feel like for you, it's like, especially in the sense here, you look at the artwork, it's people fighting to get that one flame here. Very much so in correlation, Scorpio, to this Queen of Wands. So, you know, she's holding that flame in her hand. So it's whatever it is that you're working towards. Even it could be to your working on yourself, finding your own inner light again. It's this sense of where it's like people are fighting to capture that light, fighting to get back in your head, trying to control you. You see where that crow is whispering in that person's head. Even if you look deeper with this here, right? That person shouting in the back, Scorpio. A lot of imagery I feel like is resonating for y'all this week. And I've used this tarot deck for years. And I feel like the artwork is really guiding us currently for your energy. You have the Queen of Swords here and the Four of Pentacles. All right. This feels to me as if you're having to set a strong boundary with someone that you either had the thought and being like, I could invest in this. I could really work with this energy here. Or you already have. You have a history with them. And you're just like, you know what? This friendship's turning a little bit sour. This friendship's starting to dim my light. Or so it's this sense, I want to say, Scorpio, it's like the sense of where people want to control you. You know, again, have control of your light. Or it's just like they want a piece of what it is that you're planning. All right. So especially if you're trying, like this is associated with like business, right? Because all this fiery energy, you could be dealing with a fire sign, but I don't like to talk about zodiac signs in general tarot readings because it literally could be anybody. But with all this fiery energy, I do notice a lot of passion here. So be very careful about people trying to use you, to control you, to dim your light, and be careful about people trying to use you, Scorpio, at this time for their own personal value. All right, because I do feel as if that's what Spirit's trying to separate you from. All right, I feel like you were on the fence for a while, Scorpio, about this energy. All right, where you're just like, because with that Four of Pentacles, you're kind of holding your purse, you're kind of clutching your purse closely, or at least this individual is, right? I acknowledge I have more than female watchers, right? Obviously, I'm not a woman either. So, Scorpio, I see you kind of like clutching your pearls here, and you're just like, I'm not sure how to feel about this here. So I feel like you already had this initial suspicion of this. You had some awareness about how controlling this energy is, or you had some type of intuitive reason, High Priestess, that led you to feel as if you needed to grasp your pearls close. See any final thoughts with clarifiers on this before we move on? All right, I feel like this is more so going to confirm your intuition. Three of Cups, Knight of Cups here, Two of Pentacles coming in here, back of the deck, the Hierophant energy. All right, so this is definitely, I feel like you're pulling out from a situation from like either a long-term friendship or a family member. It's something that ended up becoming progressively sour. I feel like this person always ended up bringing some BS in your life here. So just be very careful about your circle, because I do feel like this sense of like, the words that come to mind for me, Scorpio, is this sense of just like growing jealousy, all right? Or just this sense of like, yeah, it's like growing jealousy. And I don't know if it's like, it's like someone doesn't like the idea of you growing without them, outgrowing somebody. There is this sense here where someone's freaking out because they're noticing like their grasps are not as strong as they once were for you. I don't even know. See, okay, that's my sign, Scorpio, that we're going to move on from this energy here. We're going to transition to your oracle cards now, because I was like continuously diving deeper into that energy there. And I was like, oh, no, I don't even want the energy in the space anymore. So we're just moving on here to your oracle cards. See if there's any other guidance before I have you leave you to your rest of your beautiful day, Scorpio. You have the humpback whale. Music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether playing an instrument or listening. All right. So I like to make my oracle cards a little bit more general. All right. I feel like this is more so the sense of leaning on some type of art, going inwardly rather than outwardly for guidance at this time. There is like, again, I don't know why, Scorpio, but I'm trying to avoid your environment energetically. There's like something in your environment that I want to just like cleanse, or just, there's this, because I translate this, Scorpio, this sense of where it's like getting you out, like going outside to listen to your music rather than inside. I don't know. There's like, it's one of those times. I'm not saying this is going to happen, Scorpio, but the only way I can describe this feeling, this energy, is like, when people are like, oh yeah, I just had this weird feeling to just, not to go out driving today. And then you look on the news and there's like a car wreck. I'm not trying to instill any type of fear and anxiety. If I felt fear or anxiety, I would say it's Scorpio. But that's just like this feeling I have where it's like, I feel like there's a reason as to why Spirit's like saying, like, check your environment. All right. Make sure you're protecting yourself. Make sure you're good. All right. So that's where I have with this again, I don't feel anything. We didn't get anything really spooky for you, Scorpio. It's just the sense of where I feel like it's going to make a lot more sense later on that you made it a point to detach yourself from certain people or in your environment. The power of community coming in for you. Number 8 in numerology. All right. Gathering around here. All right. What is this community card talking about here, Scorpio? All right. Because Is this getting you into a new community? Yeah, of course. Hello. Yes, darling. We've really connected to your energy today, Scorpio, haven't we? Huh? You're getting into a new community here. I wouldn't be surprised, Scorpio, if like this makes me think of like an energy where you're like secretly packing your bags in the middle of the night and like leaving like your abuser in the by morning, and they don't even expect it. I can definitely relate to that because I did that last year personally. It's interesting, Scorpio. Your energy is interesting. What are y'all planning? I said it right at the beginning with your Two of Wands. I noticed y'all were planning something, Scorpio. As I wanted to point out beforehand, 8 is your number. In tarot, 8 has the strong symbology, Scorpio, with movement. 8 of Cups, it's detaching yourself from a situation to move on. 8 of Swords, it's the sense of like feeling trapped and not being able to move. 8 of Wands, quick forward movement and travel and success. So 8 for you is definitely the sense of movement, I feel. Talk less, feel more. Talk less, feel more. Feels like it's important for you to pay attention to how people are speaking, because I feel like they end up revealing themselves to you. Practicing gratitude, last quarter moon in Sagittarius. One last one here. Trust all will be well. Hello. All will be well. All will be well for you, Scorpio. All right. So you're good, darling. You're taken care of here. All right. Spirit has your back. They definitely has some type of traveling movement plans for you in some facet of your life here. But it all seems pretty positive, right? It's interesting how you even got that Fool card just from how I was like in the moment when I pulled it. But also the Fool is associated with 0, right? It's always the illustration of like the Rider-Waite Tarot is usually like the Fool, where it's just like I said at the beginning, it's like pack your bags, right? And the Fool only has like a little bit with them and like an animal accompanying them. So it's so interesting that we pulled that card in this way, Scorpio. You're going to need to watch this reading back a couple of times, because I'm like putting together the dots and I'm like, holy crap. All right. So you'll notice with the synchronicity here, if you watch it again, I promise you, maybe you already caught on to it. This is your mantra card for the week. And now that we're moving on from your oracle, today, Scorpio, I am the loving energy of the universe. Now, let's back this up a little bit. I always like to take my new age spiritual things, right, where this new age quotes and stuff are a little bit overtly, for me anyways, my personal taste is it's overtly positive or overtly corny. All right. So I see this, I am the loving energy of the universe this week, Scorpio. And I think this is more so of a reminder that like I personally believe that we are all one energy source. And so I see this as reminding you that you are part of the system, that you are not forgotten. And so during these new travels, this new movement coming in for you, you are not separated from the crowd, but you are the crowd. You are the community. All right. Ooh, I bet I didn't expect it to hit you that deep, did I, Scorpio? Did you? All right. So I love you so much, darling. This is the tarot reading that I have for you today. Let me know how this resonated with you, and I'll connect to you sometime in the near future. Bye, Scorpio.